The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Everybody,
Yes.
I don't want you to drive off the road, but she's arrived.
She's back.
She's arrived. The cause of the Dubai floods is here.
Natalie, you brought a whole country to a standstill, a whole city, massively.
It takes a little bit. Whoever could have predicted a flood in Dubai would be what stops me from going back
You
to
see,
work.
I know, this
a
is-
flood in Dubai.
Yeah.
I thought that you were to stop over in Dubai and then that was just you crying because you had to come back to work.
A little bit. No, I didn't make it to Dubai on the way back.
It's
How
a
about
biblical
that?
story, isn't it? You
Isn't
would
it
never
just?
get that.
I
yeah.
know. Next up, well, no, we've done plague. Pestilence. That'll be the next thing that stops me, I
Oh,
suppose.
I've got to get some more
Pestilence?
teams. That's all bugs and
yeah,
stuff.
bugs and locusts.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
the
stuff.
locusts,
that
the
makes
plagues.
sense. That makes sense. I
How
thought
do
I
I,
might have had
excuse me, hey, Captain of Religion, how do
Yeah.
we know what pestilence is?
Yeah.
And you don't?
Well, I knew the word pest, but I didn't know where the links come from. You know what I mean? I thought maybe this is another big word that...
I see nothing's changed around here.
I've never heard the term ulence. Can you use it in the
That has a
sentence?
strong meaning, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, he had a stinky ulence. That's in
He
the
would have.
sentence.
He would have for sure.
He would have. How are
happening
you? Are
today?
you okay?
Oh, look, the jet lag is...
It's real.
I was awake at 3 o'clock this morning and I looked at I made the mistake of looking at my Fitbit app that told me I had 4 hours and 2 minutes of sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, that's fun.
You know when you wake up and you're in a hotel room or whatever and you don't know where you are
Of course.
and you're really disoriented. That happened to me this morning. It didn't happen to me at all when I was travelling in strange hotel rooms, friends' houses. The whole thing didn't happen once. It happened to me this morning in my own house when I woke up going...
Did you wake
Where
up
the
and
hell am
find
I?
your shoes and try to sneak out the door? Is that what the feeling was like?
Sure. But you have to grab the money off the counter first.
Sean, that says more about
That
you
wasn't
than it
for
says
free.
about me.
Okay, we're going to hear some more about
Yeah.
Natalie's, I'm guessing, really amazing trip / nightmare trip.
And also, you'll be pleased to know I brought you presents.
Thank God.
Remember when I brought you presents from Sweden?
Yeah, they taste.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the presents that usually go in us, and they're disgusting.
I'm not going to say it's the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's not the same sort of thing. I've brought you something nice.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
It is my first day back
Yes.
after slightly.
Back, everyone.
So I had a week of long service leave and then bonus holiday because of the Dubai floods. Extraordinary. But I brought you a present. As you know, I went to Switzerland was the main gist of it, and then
Yes.
some time in Austria, and then flew out of Prague in the end.
Okay.
So I thought I needed to get you something from Switzerland that really exemplifies the
watches.
country.
Oh, yes.
So what else is
Good,
Switzerland famous for?
banking.
Cheese.
Cheese. Anything else? Banking.
Is it
Windmills?
Windmills? Windmills?
No, that's
no
the
Sweden,
Netherlands.
isn't it? Yeah, Sweden.
The Netherlands.
I feel like Switzerland should have windmills. That's why I won't
They
go there.
don't.
Switzerland. The Alps.
Wait, there's Switzerland. Swiss
Alps,
Army
yes.
knife.
Swiss Army knife. And what else?
Swiss shoes.
Swiss shoes.
Swiss shoes. No, that's the Nike Swish.
Oh, sorry.
That's a swoosh.
Sorry. Get mixed up sometimes.
It's the Nike Swiss.
That's pretty good.
Okay, wait, are we getting close? Anyone get close? Was I close with the pocket knives?
Halfway there.
Okay, is Swiss in the name?
Yes.
Okay, so it's Swiss.
So something
cheese,
another
Swiss
thing
knife,
that
Swiss.
Switzerland is famous for.
Oh, chocolate.
Yes.
Oh, well, it
So
took us a while
if
to
you were
get
to
there.
marry
A picnic.
a Swiss Army
Oh.
knife and chocolate
A Swiss chocolate knife.
chocolate Swiss Army knives.
Are you joking?
They look amazing,
I
Natalie.
love them, Natalie.
These are the real deal. So these are. I paid a lot of money actually for these.
Oh, they look
From
awesome.
How much were they? Recommended retail?
Oh, I think that this one box is roughly $30.
Really?
Maybe more, maybe a little bit more, 32 or something.
Can we go on to the is that the best before date? The 14th of the 9th, 2024. You didn't get one. You didn't go to the back
Well,
of the
this one,
back
this
of the
is the
shelf.
24th of August, 2024. So you better hurry. You better eat this one first.
Yeah, wow.
So these are
Are
to
they
share.
delicious?
I don't know. I haven't eaten one, but look how cute they are.
They look amazing.
They
Well
look
done.
exactly
Cute.
like. So much so that I had these in my hand luggage, and they searched my hand luggage because they thought I had a whole
A whole lot of
Swiss Army
knives, and you're a bit of a
Yeah.
terrorist.
Hey,
a bit
they're
of
well
fun.
done.
Hey,
Have a look at
so
them.
wait there, because usually you want to put something in our mouth that we don't want.
I know. I actually bought you something nice
That is
this time.
really nice.
I know. You're
Thank you.
welcome. You're
They're
welcome.
really cute.
Yes. Thank you.
Hey, Nat, you were away for a little while. Did it feel like... Because sometimes you're away on a holiday and you're just moving all the time and it goes in a flash, right? And you're like, God, what happened there? But did it feel like you're away for a while?
I did feel like it was away for a while. And then, of course, my flights got interrupted on the way home. So
tell us all about that.
So I was supposed to fly out on Friday, local time, from Prague to Dubai and then Dubai home. And then I got to the airport at 1 o'clock-ish on Friday, and it just said flight cancelled. And I'm like, oh.
Here we go.
So then I went and talked to the guy at the Emirates counter, and he said, because it was an Emirates flight, obviously, through Dubai, but I'd booked it through Qantas because they're a code share. And so he said, yeah, I can't really help you because you've booked through Qantas, so you have to rebook and figure out a solution with Qantas because that's who you booked
That's
through.
what people get confused. They don't realise when it's a dual flight or whatever. It's
it's who you paid the money to.
Yeah.
So, and I paid the money to Qantas. And so, but he did say, look, you know, we're not flying out today. We probably won't fly out tomorrow because the Dubai government wants them to clear the backlog of people who are in Dubai. So this is because, of course, the massive
1.5 year worth of rainfall
in one day.
One
which
out of 75-year flood.
Utter chaos in Dubai. And, you know, there's nothing you can do about it. So I was like, okay. So I then had to sit up for the rest of that night, had to find accommodation, rebooked into the same hotel, but I then didn't know if I had to book for one night or two. So I checked in and out of that hotel 3 times.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Oh, it's so annoying, packing everything
How
up.
far was it one of those airport hotels? Or
No,
was
it was in the town, which is
far
nice. Well, that was better than being out near the airport.
Oh, yeah,
because,
for sure.
like, you know, it was $100.
Then you're really giving up.
Yeah, that's right. I'm like, yeah, exactly. So, and then I had to sit up all night in order to then ring the Qantas help desk because they are operating on Sydney time, and so it's the middle of the night, and this woman is just telling me all these different alternatives. Like, I don't understand what you're saying. What? And she gave me 2 different alternatives, and one was through Singapore. And so in the end, we settled on. I flew out of Sunday morning. I had to get up for a 6:45 flight from Prague to London.
Yes,
and then a 4-hour layover, and then the London to Perth direct flight, which at the moment. Well, normally it's about 16 hours, but it was 17 and a half because the flight path has changed to avoid Iran. So now we now go sort of up and around over through over Azerbaijan and Georgia, and then down through Pakistan, India, past Thailand, and down the coast.
Wow. When you're on a flight
That's
for that long, right?
Nathan, it is such a long time.
So it was an extra 1.5 hours to avoid that possible war.
I did that flight last year, and I said never again because 16 hours, it was too long.
Well,
I didn't personally. I don't like it.
Knowing that, and
you're
having another hour and a half, would you, if you had a choice, would you have flown through the possible war just to cut off an hour and a half? I would have gone,
Iran just shooting drones at you and stuff.
Missiles. Yeah. I'd be like, let's just risk it.
High,
be like, an hour and a half, let's just risk it. I need to get home.
When you're on a flight like that, because I can imagine I'd need to get up and feel the claustrophobia would set in, and I don't really suffer that often, but I can feel that I would.
But you just, it's just such a long time to do anything. Like, you don't lie on the couch for 17... Oh, okay. No,
actually, to be honest, mate, have you seen some of the shows on Netflix?
But it is, like you get up a couple of times. But I was on the window and there was the girl next to me, right? She works for Qantas. So she was a flight attendant who was being flown from there. And then I don't know what the layover in Perth was, but then she was flying back to... she was doing Perth to Singapore, then Singapore to London. So she was trying to get as much sleep as she could.
Whoa,
I know,
heavy.
and I don't feel so bad about myself. But you don't want to interrupt them. To get out when they're sleeping, you've got to physically climb over somebody. It's just not possible.
I haven't had a holiday where a world event or nature has created a problem for me. I always get back. I'm always on the flight. My flight never gets cancelled, and that is fantastic.
I've realised I'm now cursed.
But for you, this has happened a few times.
This is the only time it's been like a natural disaster.
No,
last time going to when I left, our flight got diverted to Singapore because somebody fell ill.
Yep, that's
they
right.
survived,
Yep.
but it was an extra day in Singapore, and everything got thrown into chaos because onward flights and stuff were affected. And then there was the time that my flight was delayed coming back from Morocco, and I got stuck in Dubai for 2 days because there were no other flights.
You deserve better from that airline.
But what I do love about you and Sean is that you two are sticklers for this. You book a flight, you book a trip, and make sure you only have about a couple of days left to come back.
Well, you want to maximise the time
You
away.
want to maximise that. And also, let's be honest, if something happens with your flight, you get to miss a couple of days of work. That's exciting to me. You got to experience that, Sean. Well, sort of.
Well, the volcano erupted over in Bali that year. Like, I don't know how.
And how many? You were over there
10 years ago now.
Over there for an extra 3 days or something.
Four days I was. Yeah, 4 days I was there. I was like Natalie, where we had to check out every single day.
Yeah.
So there was you go to the hotel foyer, and everyone had to check out. And then everyone had to wait along for however many hours before they knew if other people were actually flying into Bali, whether the ash cloud had cleared at different times, because it did for a couple of hours, and then it didn't. And
right, cup half full, right? So that's the terrible thing. Your flight's been delayed or whatever. But you had an extra 4 days in Bali. Was that good?
No, I had a really shit time.
Why?
Because I had to be on the phone speaking to you guys at 5 o'clock on the dot. The phone rang every single morning whilst I was away, and I sat on the phone.
Our boss at the time wouldn't let him have the time off.
Under a bloody coconut tree or whatever. And all the Balinese people, what's this guy doing? Because it's dark at that stage.
Yeah.
Every single morning from that time until, we finished at 9 then. But then it only happened once. We used to have a meeting, which I'd stay online for, but we had a pre-recorded interview with someone. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah.
And I was out via the bloody kids' pool at this stage because everyone's going spare, and that's about 10 o'clock in the morning. And I'm trying to listen in and throw a question randomly in out of nowhere when I'm in Indonesia.
And I mean, the hardest thing about it is the uncertainty of not knowing when you're constantly on the phone trying to work out when you can get
so
flown
many
out.
calls. Oh, my God.
So you don't know how many more days accommodation you need. You can't book in for, the rest of the week because you don't know if you're going to be there or not.
You did get a bonus day. Where
I
were
did.
you?
I was in Prague.
Was it a good bonus day?
It was a lovely day, and I managed to catch up. Friends of mine, their daughter arrived in Prague. We weren't going to be there at the same time, but then we were because I had a bonus day. So I caught up with her. She's backpacking around Europe. We went out for dinner and had a few drinks. It was lovely.
Oh, all right.
So it was, made the best of it.
So I want to talk about volcanoes, floods, all that sort of stuff. So natural disasters, right? Did it work out well for your holiday, or was it bad for your holiday? Because sometimes, if you didn't have to do the show and speak to us those 4 days,
could have been great.
No problem.
4 days extra in Bali.
But if it delays the start of it, throws everything out then. Yeah.
So was a natural disaster a help or a hindrance to your holiday? Give us a call. Hi, Liam.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Liam. All right, so we're talking about the if a natural disaster was a help or a hindrance on your holiday, what happened?
So it was just a bit of an inconvenience. This was 2011 in the States, and we were in Montreal, and it was 2 days before we had to get back to New York, and that's when Hurricane Irene hit that East Coast.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we had train tickets back to New York, but all the rails were flooded, and there was no buses either. So it was an alternate budget carrier, American Eagle, back to New York.
Yes.
So we were stressing because we actually run Qantas to find out how much it would cost to change flights, and it was going to be like another $4,000 or something.
Oh.
So we had to jump onto this budget airline, and we had travel insurance, so we got the money back. But, those 2 days we were just waiting on the tickets to be approved. And also we were watching the news, and it was that Anderson Cooper.
Yes.
And he was going off his head about how bad it was going to be.
Yes. So this is what you would have been flying into.
Hurricane. Oh, no thanks. Buddy Holly.
Yeah.
Did you have any fun over those 2 days while you were waiting around or not?
Yeah. So we just chilled out around Montreal and done a bit more sightseeing and to restaurants and clubs and that.
God. Hey, when that happens, right, does that come out of your travel insurance if you have it?
That's what he said, that travel insurance pays for you. But you've got to claim it.
So you've got to have the funds ready to go.
And then claim it back.
You'll get it claimed. That's where a lot of people get unstuck.
Yes.
Especially if something like this happens at the end of your holiday, especially people in Bali. A lot of people go to Bali and spend every cent they have.
Yes.
And then get to the airport, and if their flight's cancelled. But what happened to my mate? They slept on the streets in Denpasar one night.
Oh, Sean has to get
because
Dennis
they had
to
no
pay
money.
For things.
Their their flight got cancelled. They weren't being put up in a hotel, so they took turns sleeping on the street.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a great outcome.
Yeah. And I was so hungover too.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
Have a bit of a safety net before you go. I think. Kaylee's in Wellard. Hi, Kaylee.
Hello, how you going?
Hey,
Kaylee. Okay, what happened on your holiday?
My husband and I were in New York for our honeymoon, and we were having a day trip over to Toronto to go and see the Niagara Falls.
Amazing, yes.
Oh, yeah, wow.
We got to the airport, and all flights were grounded because of a blizzard. So then we caught the subway home, back to the hotel, sat in the hotel, looked at the news headlines, and Niagara Falls had frozen over. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience to go and view it, and we missed it.
Oh, God.
And you were there and went.
Kaylee, that would have been so amazing.
You were so close. But seeing it on TV is the same. It's the same.
Yeah, totally. So we were at the airport, and they were like, no, sorry, all flights are grounded.
Yeah.
So we had to catch the subway back to the hotel and saw it on the news.
So with the waterfall part of it, was that all just ice, was it?
Yep.
God,
yep.
that would have been good to see in person, wouldn't it?
Yeah, would have been amazing. And they were on the news saying, once in a lifetime experience.
Yeah,
and we
you're
were
like, not in our
so
lifetime.
No.
That sucks to be there and then not.
Yeah, to be so close.
Oh, timing,
Thanks,
mate.
Kaylee.
Thanks, Kaylee.
Vanessa's in City Beach. Hi, Ness.
Hi, how are you guys?
Hey,
Hi.
Vanessa.
Now, what happened on the holiday?
Well, you wanted a positive story, so I've got one for you.
Great. Yeah.
It was way back in 2010, pre-kids. My husband and I were stuck in Barcelona. How horrible. And there was the volcano from Italy had erupted, and there was ash spread all across Europe.
Yeah.
So basically we were told our flights were cancelled, and we had to stay in Barcelona for an extra 4 days.
Oh,
We had to stay 4 days.
Terrible.
So good.
And that was probably one of our last hurrah holidays before we decided to have kids. So that was a great memory for us.
Oh, that worked out well.
Thanks to the natural disaster in Italy.
And the motto we can all take from that is kids ruin everything.
Hey, Vanessa, when you did that, and we mentioned that earlier on, so you've got insurance and stuff like that, but you've got to fork out the money to stay there. Did that compromise your time?
No, it didn't. I think we, because we'd had sort of an extra week off at home, so we were actually able to just take that extra time, and our insurance, sort of covered it. So we were just laughing. We spent the extra day sightseeing and shopping, and it was amazing.
Wow, it really is. It is really worth it to risk everything and make sure that you don't fly back until 2 days before work. It really is, because either you get home and it's fine, you got enough, just enough time to recover, but it's just enough time for things to go pear-shaped and you miss out on work. That's a fundamental point, Natalie. It's very clever.
Thank you.
Sean,
Thank you, Nathan.
well done.
Thank you.
Well played, sir.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well.
Now, turn it off.
You won't have
Turn
it.
it off.
They aren't our future,
We're
the
off
way
them.
they're behaving these
We're
days.
off them.
We have woken up to a country that all hates a baby called Clara.
How do you hate a baby called Clara, by the way? It's
Her
so
mother
funny.
Trish, decided to take her to a late night comedy special by Arj Barker. When I first saw this story, Arj Barker doesn't really float my boat that much. So sometimes I do have not the fondest feelings towards him. So I was ready to jump on the bandwagon to be all, Arj!
So,
Yes.
so Clara wasn't crying or anything.
No,
she wasn't screaming. She was just kind of making
was making
regulation
baby
Gurgling.
gurgles and
And look,
you know.
if you haven't saw the story, you're living under a rock, because I'm pretty sure this has got enough juice to go internationally. So
he kicked her out.
Hey, let's listen to Trisha's version of what went down. This is baby Clara's mother.
She did a little bit of babbling, and like I said, he just stopped and he said, "Oh, is there a baby here?" And then he just did a thing about babies, and then everyone was laughing because it was like part of the show. He said, "I speak fluent baby," and it said, "Take me outside." He then sort of turned to the crowd and he was like trying to get their support to sort of kick us out. If he had just stopped the show, moved the microphone away and said to me, "Hey, you know what? Actually, I'm finding it a bit distracting. Do you mind leaving?" I would have been fine. I would have just walked out.
Let's talk about that for a second. because I was really surprised about the comments on this, because I thought that maybe I was looking at this as a non-parent, but majority of the comments were from parents saying that mother was selfish taking that baby. That baby, a 7-month baby, had no right to be.
Well, she said it's because the baby's breastfed only and she can't express. So in order to feed the baby, she had to take the baby.
Then you don't go to the show.
Yeah, when I read it also, I was thinking, okay, put myself in the situation with Megan taking any of the kids out when they were born. I couldn't see it, and I was thinking that the article was framed for us to be outraged against Arj to start with, but we've all had the same opinion once you've read it, and you go, it's a 15 plus. I don't think that's the setting.
He said,
MA.
it's geared towards 15, but it's like the baby's
baby
not
doesn't
offended
understand
by it.
Yeah.
No, the baby's not offended.
It's more so, I mean, the venue should never have let him in. Let's hear from Arj. This is what Arj had to say.
But in the Athenaeum, sound travels like you can hear the drop of a pin, and I've seen already that noise, it doesn't take much to distract an audience. It was a very difficult situation, but I think I would do it again.
Yeah, so the venue shouldn't have let the baby in, firstly.
Yes.
So let's just say
Not without ID.
Yeah, but but Arj, when she said that he should have just taken not spoken to the microphone, asked her to leave.
You're at a comedy show.
It's not really his job to stop his show down, then ask somebody to leave because they've got a baby.
And
in
also,
there.
have you never been to a comedy show before? Like, if you walk in late, the comedian's going to say something to you. It's what what they do.
Yeah. She was boasting about how Dave Hughes, she had brought the baby to Dave Hughes, and Dave Hughes had his comedy special just a couple of weeks beforehand, and he had incorporated the baby into the show.
Yes.
What a wonderful time for you. Dave Hughes didn't care. But from what I'm reading from most parents, they're saying nah.
No, we wouldn't be doing it in our household.
No, you shouldn't have done that. There was an interesting comment of this person that said that they had decided to have a really nice night out with their partner, and they went to Gold Class Cinema. So basically, that's the expensive one. They ordered food and drinks and all that sort of stuff, and they were settling in, and then this woman walks in with her 2 to 3 year old toddler at a late night movie. She was tired anyway, crying, running around, disturbing everyone in there. And I was like, oh, okay, these people are just having a go at this woman because she's a parent. And she goes, and they said, no, we are parents as well, and we got a sitter to look after our kids.
So they can have a special night
we are looking outside of ourselves. It's not just about our enjoyment and us getting out of the house. It's about the however many other, the 20 other people in this cinema
that have paid a premium.
And
it's a late night movie. Of course a toddler's going to be upset by that. They're normally in bed.
Yeah.
They're so tired. There's no way the kid's enjoying the movie.
This is so against the political correct wokeness of it all, but I feel like everyone sort of has had the same opinion, which brings me to this. It's time we start pointing out bad babies.
I agree.
Like, real bad babies. You know what I mean?
I think they're all cute, can make as much noise as they want, but you're trying to have a good time.
Hashtag not all babies.
Not all babies. The bad ones.
But when there's a bad one, I think we need to dob them in.
And the bad toddlers. You know what I mean?
They're gone mental.
I mean,
they're
really, this is not their... I mean, it's not the bad baby. It's not the bad toddler. It's the sometimes entitled parent that takes them to places where they shouldn't go.
Well, they think it's funny. Oh, look at him just having a good old time. No, he's ruining my dinner.
Yeah. It's time we talk about this. Let's take off these woke shackles. Let's take a minute out of our day to dob in crap babies. Rubbish babies. The bad babies. Bad babies.
See, there's one.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Sean, would you like to extend this to bad toddlers?
I think that,
For sure.
So, because toddlers are the worst, I reckon, because they're mobile as well.
And some parents just let them do what they think. They think it's funny.
So if it's a situation, you go, no, this place is not for you. Leave. If you've kicked out a baby, let me know. Let me know what they did. We won't have one too many and headbutted someone.
Yeah, they can get dangerous.
Get out of here. We're going to give somebody a family pass, which is great because, to be honest, all these comments were mostly from parents.
Arj was coming to town.
Family pass to Jurassic Kingdom plus show bags. That's a
where
place
you take a baby
for babies and toddlers. With over 20 life-size moving dinosaurs, visit JurassicKingdom.com.au for tickets. Hurry, because it ends this Sunday.
Emma's in Kwinana. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Emma.
Do you want to dob in a baby, Emma?
It was actually my son when he was about 6 months old. He's now about to turn 5, and I got told I was tickling him on the bus on the way home, and I got told to shut the F up or not get off the bus by another passenger.
Because your baby was laughing.
There is
because
nothing.
my baby was laughing.
There is nothing more beautiful in the world than the sound of a laughing baby. So whoever that was a monster and they're in the wrong.
Wow, Emma.
Yeah. And also on a bus. Sorry, buses are fine. Public transport's fine. A flight as well. Unless, our producer Amy, and she wasn't really, she's got 2 children, but she said, you can always put up with one baby, but she was stuck in between 2 babies
she
crying.
Had stereo babies.
She had one in the front and one in the back, so she was in the crossfire of fighting babies.
Dueling babies.
One baby was empowering the other baby to get louder.
Oh, no doubt.
And vice versa. That would be a lot, but yet it's their right.
When you're on the bus too, a lot of people just put their headphones in and just carry on with their day. You wouldn't even know.
Imagine telling a parent to shut that baby
I mean,
up.
I'm concentrating on what I'm graffitiing on the seat.
Exactly. That's a great point. Thanks, Emma. Natasha's in Brigadoon. Hi, Tash.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, Tash.
Do you want to dob in a baby? This is a safe space, Tash.
It's more a cranky toddler.
Yes.
I had gone out with the family, and I do have 3 children and a granddaughter.
Mm-hmm.
We'd gone out to dinner for my mother-in-law's birthday, and it was nowhere fancy, just the local pub.
Yeah.
It was a state of origin. There was a table decorated in blue, so there was obviously a large number of New South Wales supporters coming in.
Yes.
They came to the restaurant. They had a large number of small children with them.
Yes.
They proceeded to run around the restaurant, to come and stand at our table looking at us. It was kind of weird.
Looking at you? Gross.
Just sort of joining in. And then one of the fathers proceeded to chase one of the children around the restaurant, which was always entertaining.
Yeah.
And at the end of the meal, I went over and spoke to the grandmother who actually worked in the restaurant, said we'd had an interesting evening, could have done without their children at our table, and whilst you think your child is cute,
yes.
No, actually I said the only person who thinks your child is cute is you, and everybody else thinks they're an arse.
Oh, Natasha, straight to it.
God,
not holding back.
What was the response?
She just had a sort of stunned mullet look on her face, and I left with my 3 perfectly behaved children, and we went home.
Yeah. It's really interesting, Natasha, when the kids the parents are going, they're having so much fun, entertaining that family. Well, no, they were getting in their face. We're just trying to eat their dinner. That happens a fair bit.
Yeah. If I wanted to have dinner with your children, I would have come to your house and picked them up.
Yeah. Or what happens when they first come over, you kind of go, oh, hi, and laugh and whatever, and then the family go, oh, look, they're loving it.
Yeah.
That family, they're loving those children.
Then that mum and dad,
done.
you know what, good on them for taking the opportunity. That mum and dad just shut that child off.
They're watching the game.
And just have a lovely date while you're looking after their children. It's actually quite clever.
We feel your pain, Tash. Thank you. Sharon's in Jindalee. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, Sharon. We are giving you the opportunity to dob in a baby. What have you got for us?
Oh, so basically, I've been working with children all day. Love children. Got 5 of my own. Got a babysitter last night. Went out for dinner.
Yeah.
Me and my husband. About 8 o'clock. There was sort of 2 children in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Not too close. It was fine. Little one in a high chair, one sitting at the table. But then the little one in the high chair started to scream. Mum got it out. Obviously, came right to our table.
Yeah.
I thought I'd get dressed up because I always wear leggings and a nice white dress. But the little one decided spaghetti bolognese handprint on my dress.
On your dress?
Yeah, so at first it was like, oh, yeah. Then she was in my bag with my keys and things, grabbing stuff off the table, and then I'm just like, oh, sort of like laughing and looking, making eye contact with the mum. Then the mum was just smiling and then sort of wasn't coming over. Then it took a 3-year-old, must have been a brother, to sort of take her away. But then he decided to come back and have a conversation with us. And then my husband had been on night, so I hadn't really seen him. So we were trying to chat, and then they kept coming over all the time. And then in the end, we just actually moved tables.
Hey, parents, don't do that. You think you're having fun? No.
And this is the thing. This is what I mean about not looking outside of yourself. You don't know Sharon and and the fact that she hasn't seen her husband for a while, and this is the night that they're going to go out and see each other. So why should your situation affect Sharon? It's so crazy.
It is. And if your kid's not up to behaving or sitting at the table for as long as you want to be there, don't take them. This is the bottom line. Like the kid didn't want to sit in the high chair. If they can't sit there that long, you can't take them out.
That's right. Anyway, take care of them.
How far into the meal, Sharon, were you sporting the saucy handprint on your shirt? on your dress?
Sort of halfway through, and
that's
literally,
what I mean.
I never wear white,
honey.
ever, and I thought, I'll just make an effort and never wear white again. Straight in that when I got home. That's it.
This is disappointing. That needs to happen on the way out. You know what I mean? Because then, you know, because, I mean, who knows? Half a meal of that, your husband might fall out of love with you, and that's the baby's fault.
Yeah, that's right. Because what if he has just an active repulsion of stains?
Well, Sean won't tolerate Megan stained. He will not. It's fresh gear or
nothing.
Get out of here.
The good news, everybody, we spoke to in the running for Nova's first class and 50K.
A family pass to Jurassic Kingdom plus show bags with over 20 life-size moving dinosaurs. Visit jurassickingdom.com.au. For tickets, hurry ends this Sunday. Sharon, we cannot
go to
past
Sharon. You suffered enough, Sharon.
Take the kids. You got 5 of them.
Yeah, we're chucking a bottle of White King too.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.